Welcome back, investors, to the BlockDesk Ventures channel, where we focus on gaining allocations to the best projects in the blockchain industry. And the beauty of it is that we share those allocations with our community, which is basically you. So if you want to get involved, subscribe to this channel and join our Telegram group down below. But without further ado, I want to get to the first piece of news, and this is probably the most exciting news when it comes to, the value of the market. So as of today, while I was actually sleeping, Bitcoin crossed $42,000. Now, if you're asking why $42,000 is such an important number, it is where most of the resistance was held. And a lot of analysts were saying that if we cross $42,000, we officially come out of the bear market. So it's very difficult to agree that we are in a bear market, let's say, but $42,000 was where the resistance was, and now we have crossed it. It was basically rejected. Even though we did cross it, it was quickly rejected and we fell down. Right now, as I'm making this video, it's $41,496.59. But the most important thing right now is to keep an eye out on the price, because I would assume we're gonna try retest the $42,000. A lot of the bulls will try to do this, and let's see where it goes. So this is a crucial moment for the whole market. If we do cross 42,000 and we go up to, let's say, 43,000 and maybe a bit more, then I would say we are back into bullish mode. But if we get to 42, it gets rejected again, very likely a head and shoulders or another technical analysis tool will push the price down, and we might start seeing 37, 36 and so on once again. So keep an eye out, very crucial time in the market. The second thing we want to discuss is, of course, gaming. I know a lot of people have been talking about gaming, and we did have some projects that we were discussing, but we're still working on a confirmed deal for a gaming project, which I really want to deliver to our community. And I know if you're not looking into gaming, I would strongly suggest looking into the play to win games, because a large portion of the Asian market has been really utilizing those games and actually playing them, creating real utility. And those play to win games have a potential to have pay to win within them, meaning there's more chances of creating value for the actual asset. So gaming has the potential to be the largest part of the blockchain industry. Obviously, we're not in the AAA game time at the moment, but at the moment we're building the initial games, 2D games, browser games, and this is where it all starts. So we are, let's say, early adopters into blockchain gaming itself. And the third update I really wanted to share is the Cardano update. I know what I've been saying is that the Cardano next launch, the next upgrade, is going to be delayed, and it's looking like it will be delayed. It's not going to happen in August, and this is completely expected. This is why I said for people not to get too hyped about it. But personally, I am extremely bullish on the Cardano ecosystem. I personally think that Cardano is going to be the main cryptocurrency in the market aside from Bitcoin, and Ethereum its days are potentially going. But this is just an opinion. This isn't, I don't know the future. Nobody does know. I don't know how the Cardano ecosystem will be received once it's live, or if there'll be another project that takes over both of them. But personally, I think what Cardano is building and the care they're taking into the development, it has the potential to be the best, the quickest, the cheapest, and the most utilized. So it's one worth keeping an eye out for, and it's going to be delayed. There's nothing we can do about it. But the most important thing, without further ado, I want to discuss Equilibrium, and this is the most recent investment that BlockDesk Ventures has made. And this is a conglomerate based on the polkadot ecosystem. So this project is not an ERC20 token as they usually are, that's going to be based or on Substrate or it's going to have their crowd loans. No, they're already doing the crowd loans. They're already on Kusama. They're going to be on Polkadot. They're working towards that, and we have invested in them. We're going to be sharing some allocations with you. But first, let's discuss the actual project and everything that it entails. I know a lot of people have been excited about the in the group, but for those of you who are not part of the group yet, this is going to be a full review video discussing this conglomerate project based on the Polkadot ecosystem, which is doing parachains. It offers things such as lending, borrowing, and the unique liquidator mechanism that allows individuals to earn also. Alongside this, it has cross-chain capabilities, and the amount of cross-chain capabilities it has is huge. It allows you to bridge assets, utilize ones outside of the Polkadot ecosystem, of course, all while being able to trade on a uniquely designed DEX, which is built by the team as well. So basically, get your holders cups ready, sit back and enjoy our overview of this DeFi hub called Equilibrium. So recently what blockdeskventures have done is we've taken a step back, I would say, to explore the evolving Polkadot ecosystem. Or I know a lot of people are excited about this one, and so am I personally, but there's a lot of new projects happening on Polkadot, or saying they're going to be based on Polkadot, that we are becoming more wary of all of them, because people think anything that is on Polkadot is going to be great. No, it's not. And what we've been looking for is the projects which actually deliver a vision which isn't based completely on hype, but based more on utility, and it's future proof. And this is what we've seen with Equilibrium. Now, I know there's a lot of eyes pointed at Polkadot itself because, you know, of the ability that investors have by locking up their coins to get the other projects' coins, but they don't actually, you know, spend or invest their tokens. They just lock them up for however long the parachain slot is, and then after a year or two, which is usually is, they get their DOT tokens or their Kusama tokens back. So this is why the Polkadot ecosystem is so exciting, because it first pushes projects to, you know, build without depending on investment. There's not really a lot of exit scams. Investors aren't really losing their funds unless, you know, the Polkadot coin itself goes to zero, which is very unlikely. And it also brings a lot of community and marketing to the projects that win those parachains, and to those that don't even, you know, the top 10 places, the top 20 places, they're going to get a lot of recognition, a bigger community, etc. So the whole ecosystem is done very well. Of course, it's created by Gavin Wood, who was one of the founders of Ethereum itself, and I did a video discussing this. It was called Polkadot versus Ethereum. I strongly suggest you do check it out. But long story short, the Polkadot ecosystem is an exciting one, and this is just one of the projects that really, you know, took our breath away. I would go as that far, to be honest. Now, for myself personally, there's been a number of candidates, I would say, that the team and I reviewed and have been brought up to our attention, but nobody really gave us the wow factor. Well, nobody except for Equilibrium, obviously. And I'm sure that many of you in the Telegram group know about it, as I said, but look, it's not an easy project to understand, and I think this is why it's not really been in everyone's face. But what they're building is, like I said, it's a conglomerate of services. This means that it's going to be a platform which is going to offer traders and investors and stakers and borrowers and lenders, all of those people, a place, a hub to go and utilize their assets, and not only their Equilibrium tokens or their DOT coins, my apologies, or not even their Ethereum, but also Cardano and Tezos and just so many other chains. I'm going to show you on the screen right now, and it's literally going to be a hub. Now, there's a lot of features in it, but I want to go over the main ones which are the most exciting. And the first one is one of my favorites, which is the Liquidator Mechanism. So in simple terms, it allows liquidity providers to receive a portion of the platform's revenue. This means as a liquidity provider, your potential and permanent loss has some sort of cover via the platform itself. Whoever has done liquidity providing on Uniswap or even PancakeSwap, you will know that there is a thing called impermanent loss, which means that if the price of your assets does change, which of course it will, unless you're providing liquidity only on stable coins or tokens. If it does change, you have a potential of losing your funds. Now this is a whole new video of exactly how it works, so we won't be going into detail about it, but this platform, the Equilibrium platform, does focus on giving you, some recovery. So as a liquidity provider, you still earn for providing liquidity, so it's just an extra barrier that you have, and it will incentivize people to provide liquidity much more than other platforms do. And I think this is a huge thing, especially looking at how we're all moving into the decentralized world. Let's have a look at what Binance did. Their withdrawal limit has dropped from 2 Bitcoin to, I think it's like 0.06. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So DEXs and decentralized exchanges and decentralized platforms are 1,000,000% going to be the future, and this is something that all of them really need to have. Now also they have a comprehensive lending platform. Now lending platforms such as Aave, Compound, there's a couple more, we'll put them up on the screen as well. They are huge, and they were being built back in 2017, and the ICOs, they sold out in seconds, in minutes. And people knew this would be huge, and obviously in this bull run they blew up. Like Aave went up to like $300 or so. Compound went crazy, Coinbase listed them, etc. So any lending platform is huge, and the reason is because people who might not have the time to work with their crypto and make their money work for them. They prefer to stake, to provide liquidity, or to lend that crypto, especially the bigger players, and the bigger players are what driving the profits and the funds. So creating something where people can let their money work for them without doing anything is a big thing, basically. This is very basic terms, but it is what it is. Now, to support the services that Equilibrium has to offer, the middle of it, the main part of it, is going to be the DEX. I'm not sure if they're going to focus primarily to make it in the middle of the ecosystem, because as a conglomerate it might be just a front page and then the DEX will be part of it, but I would assume the DEX will be at the front of the hub basically. And one of the reasons I assume this is because, as I said, we're gonna show you more types of chains which are going to be involved. It's going to be a cross-chain DEX, which is going to allow you to exchange assets such as Ethereum to Bitcoin. And you did hear me right. Yes, you're going to be able to exchange Bitcoin to Ethereum, which is all going to be integrated, and it'll also allow you to exchange the tokens, stable coins, of course, synthetics, which is, synthetics is a big market. So we did discuss this in the group as well. Synthetic assets are basically assets which mimic other assets. So you can have a synthetic stable coin, because to create a stable coin you need a lot of funding, and it needs to be backed by something. This is the whole issue, with Tether, because people say it's not backed by an actual fund, it's backed by bonds, etc. So synthetic assets are a good way to mimic other assets such as USD without needing the actual backing. And synthetic assets and obviously stable coins are a huge part of the crypto market, because when everything goes down you do want to exit into stable coins. So this is just a huge thing. Now we did cover staking as well, and the Q Hub will allow staking of proof of stake and decentralized proof of stake DPoS assets in addition to the native Equilibrium token. So I'm really happy to hear about the DPoS being added to it, and of course staking is huge. People love it, especially when you don't have to pay those Ethereum fees, which go up to, I don't want to remember, to 300 or so bucks just to stake your token. So it's just ridiculous. But obviously the polkadot ecosystem will not have this, and staking will be much better, as you're seeing on the Binance chain, for example. Maybe not everyone's favorite, but you can see the possibility of cheaper fees. And this basically ensures liquidity on the Equilibrium chain itself. And the most important thing, I keep on saying the most important thing a couple of times, but I just think all the chosen features that they have, they play a really specific role. And the fact that the EQ token is gonna be used to pay for all of this, to pay for the staking, to pay for the transactions, to pay for the lending, it's gonna be the core part of the ecosystem. So this actual coin, the Equilibrium coin, is just token, you know, it's arguable what you want to call it, but I personally like to call the polkadot assets coins, but people have been used to calling it token for so long. Anyway, it's a completely different video. So it's going to be the actual utility. This, you're not buying this Equilibrium asset, let's call it for this for this video, to as a hypothetical, you know, future, if the project does well, this will do well. No, it's going to have a utility for the whole ecosystem. And as you can see, the amount of services and, you know, lending, decentralized DEX, liquidity providing, etc., the amount of features it has, there's going to be utility for this EQ asset. So it's huge. Now, if you want to be super early adopter, and I strongly suggest you check it out, we'll leave some information down below. You can join the crowd loan, which I think is going to be entering phase 2, and don't hold me to it, but it's going to be entering phase 2. Is genshiro.equilibrium.io. We'll leave the link down below once again. The project does want people to get involved, and obviously you don't lose your coins when you do the crowd loan. As I said before, they just get locked up and you get them back after a specific amount of time. So to conclude, Equilibrium is going to be the DeFi hub of the polkadot ecosystem. Now, I know other projects are calling them the DeFi hubs, but looking at the team and looking at the features that Equilibrium has, they are far more future-proof. They have far more features than any other project I have seen. And honestly speaking, I'm going to leave some information down below. Do check it out. The team actually had one of the biggest DeFi projects, which was based on the ecosystem, EOS ecosystem. It was a stable coin, and now they're going to develop Equilibrium on the polkadot ecosystem. So the team's experience is second to none. The amount of features Equilibrium has, the actual utility that it has, this is going to be a true DeFi hub. And honestly, like, I can't sell this project enough. Obviously, nothing is financial advice. If you do want more information, I'll leave the links down below, and more importantly, I'll leave a link to our Telegram group where you can ask us any questions about it. Our community is already excited. A lot of people have done the research. We have the deck, which we're more than happy to share the information with, tokenomics, all the other important and juicy things that you may need. But for this video, I hope this has given you a better insight and shown you a project that you might have not seen before, but one that we're all excited about. So that's it from myself for today. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you on the next one.